Game crashed.
Okay. Do you know what time we were at?
14 minutes and 41 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I had to restart the stream. I gotta love it when it does that. Sorry about that, guys. I think I have a hardware default, or I think I have a hardware issue with my internet, and I couldn't get a new part last night, but I got one today. We'll be back in the game in just a moment.
1991 guts just subscribed.
Okay, invited you. I don't know if you're online.
I sent you a message. It hadn't gotten to me yet, though.
Hey, I'm in your town.
Inviting you again. Gotta love internet issues, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for the gifted subs, Lemon Pepper. Still haven't gotten the invite. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, let's get in there. Okay, we're at 14 something. We'll go straight there.
Roland 1066A just subscribed.
Thanks
you for the great content.
Thank you very much, Roland, for the tier 1. Greatly appreciate it. Again, sorry guys for that hiccup. We should be entering the game here shortly. And we'll just skip forward. You said 1441?
Yep, that's where I saw last. Literally, as you disconnected, BC just was moving out to drop a second town center on the deer and berries to the north.
Okay. Yes, the finals will be on after this. Man, that's I'm so mad at my internet right now. Or I know it's not my internet's fault, it's my computer. And I think I know what the problem is, and I'll have it fixed later today, but the part hasn't arrived yet.
Well, no worries. We're back in the action in just a little bit. And you know what? For those who weren't here while we were casting the first 14 minutes, you get a little bit of a quick catch up here on the game and a speed catch up.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go for... we already know what happens here, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to re-commentate this. We'll just get straight to the action.
Yeah.
Man, this is such an interesting game, too, with how it's been playing out. I mean, the fact that Wham just allowed BC to get those 3 relics, deciding to opt out and raid and get 4 villager kills. Not sure if that's worth it or not. But
I mean, it's one of those kind of timing payoffs. Like with Beasty going second TC now after killing those knights, that's the big thing. I think if he had kept the 4 knights alive, it would be a whole different story because he would be able to continue this pressure up. But he dove TC, and I don't really know why.
He might have been distracted, maybe.
I think BC was raiding with the horseman or 2, so that's probably what it was.
Yep, almost caught up, guys, and then we can finally get to the action here. Just 3 more long minutes.
The thing is, though, that we haven't talked about is, like, you talked about the farm transition. Well, BC still hasn't even started that. He's moving out to the deer and berries to still delay that up further, and he has to expend a lot of food now on villagers.
Yeah, he does indeed. Okay, so we're almost caught up. 41 seconds. Okay.
And boom.
There we go. So second TC going down for 21 villagers, so this will be built really quickly. They both killed 6 villagers, but of course, again, Order Dragon villagers are more costly, so really, BC's lost a little bit more eco. And actually, holy cow, 30 workers down. Yes, we know that Order the Dragon villagers are better than normal villagers, but they are not 30 villagers better.
That's definitely the truth. Not even to mention that is we have a good old, I mean, yeah, you're only up 1 relic too, so that doesn't account for the relic differential either.
Yeah, it's not like you're on, yeah, so it's not like he has a huge relic advantage to do, and no one has sacred sites, so there's no sacred site advantage.
These 2 spears are still in the back.
Look at
right as Beasty moves to the berries. No, go back to the berries.
Look at Beasty's food. He's at 0. He was at 0 food for like a while there.
Yeah, ran out of the berries at home. Still hadn't gotten all in the deer into the berries that he just built the TC on. I mean, this is where, again, Wham at least has, it might not be a lot, but 6, 7 farms, more than 0.
Ooh, and Beasty does get a nice Vil kill there. So, you know, he's killed 9 workers to 6, you know, probably getting close to equal. That Gilded Knight is just running around causing havoc. Now, here we go. There's 7 Gilded Archers, 3 Gilded Knights. Don't know if this will be able to do too much damage. Gilded Knight does get another villager. Beasty's doing some really nice micro. Gets another villager. And this is what he needs. He needs to get as many villagers as he can to try to, you know, hurt the eco of Wham. Wham needs to garrison his villagers.
I think this is one of those where you just underestimate the Gilded Knights. Usually, if those are normal knights, you're like, all right, if he picks off a villager, it's dying. You're getting a knight at least. And so it's like, all right, maybe it's worth it. Now, though, Beasty just able to circle right back around. Guess where else he's heading to? The berries that he was just raiding. This time, Wham reacts, though.
Yep, might be able to get that Gilded Knight. I mean, those Gilded Knights are very, very powerful. And
Wham,
you know,
though, under the second TC on the other side now.
yeah, the thing is, he doesn't have the, he only has +1 ranged armor, so the arrows are still doing more than 1 damage a shot. Oh, loses another villager. You know, and this is what Beasty's great at doing, right? He's very good at doing these kind of raids, and these are the things that get you back in games. You know, killing villagers. It may seem only a little bit, but he's killed 14 now.
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about Beasty being at a 30-plus deficit. He's at 28 now.
Yeah, and that's how you come back. More barracks coming out for Beasty here. And what is Wham going to do? Wham's floating a lot of food and gold. Is he going to go for Imperial Age?
I think Imperial Age might be the play, but one thing he needs to deal with first is these Gilded Knights that are just harassing him.
Yeah, these Gilded Knights are just absolutely... these have gotten so much damage done. Now that we're at 15, might be about to hit 16. Oh, no.
Oh, no, Beasty! He looked away for a split second.
Does get another Vil, but is going to lose the Gilded Knight. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and now Beasty has the Inspired Warriors tech. Oh, and Wham actually took his relic out. He only is on 1 relic now because of it.
Oh, he... It's sitting next to Regnance.
Yep, and Beasty's going to take out another Vil here. No, oh, actually, no, that villager lived. Okay. What a Chad villager.
Sprinkled in placement, getting at least a little bit of extra damage in. Wham is up to 17 knights, though.
And he's going up with the Palace of Swabia. So he's going to be going to that Imperial Age. Which, you know, that's going to be... I don't know if BC can punish this, but BC does have 6 crossbows. And Wham doesn't have anything for those. Like, he doesn't have any ranged. He's not making any more units at the moment. Like, I feel like he may be putting himself in a scary position here, where I think, you know, if he can get to Imperial Age and solidify himself, that's fine. But what's he going to make against this range composition?
Yeah, he's going to get upgrades on his knights, and then it still gets countered by the crossbows if Beasty has enough. The thing is Beasty, he hadn't been continuing to make crossbows now. He's swapping on over with a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and here we go. Imperial Age has arrived, and again, still that relic hasn't been noticed. Wham does start pumping out the Swabia villagers, and, you know, Beasty's not going to like this. Beasty's going to be like, oh... And he's probably going to start pushing soon, I would imagine. Thing is, Wham can't...
And that's exactly what he's starting to do, is push.
Yeah, and now this is the part, this is going to be the scary part of this game. If Wham can hold this attack, he probably wins the game. He still hasn't re-garrisoned that relic. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but man, that's brutal. Okay,
Ooh.
We're seeing hand cannons come out.
Villagers on that middle berries have to fall back. Luckily for Wham, already has this huge farm transition. Knights circling, probably going to try to hit off reinforcing units and wait for that timing where Wham knows he can win that fight.
Yeah, and so that's Wham's game plan. He's just going to start massing mass hand cannons, and hand cannons are very good against Order of the Dragon units, because Order of the Dragon units, there's not really much overkill with hand cannoneers because of how much health that these units have.
Yeah, 8 hand cannoneers already in queue. And Wham's villager differentials should get even more out of hand with Swabia.
Yeah, let's see if Wham's gonna notice that relic now that he's looking
Running
at
by
it.
it.
Still hasn't noticed. Oh nope, he has now.
He's got it somewhere. He's gonna go put it in that outpost, I think.
Yep,
I hope.
and it's gonna be with a bombard emplacement. So Wham just needs to hold this attack off. He now knows this attack is coming. He might be forced off gold for a little bit. Oh, a second hand. So he's just doing the. He's kind of, he's doing the bombard style emplacement, which is gonna be really nice. Starts shooting at these Gilded Knights. Gilded Knights are dead. Wham pushing up. Oh, look at this. Beasty's gonna steal this relic.
Oh, that is huge. Well, if he can burn it down, emergency repairs just being so useful. The hand cannoneers are starting to arrive. He might be able to steal it, but at this point, it's going to be at what cost? Gilded Archers, though, are still here. A lot of them.
Yeah, no, he can't do much. There's a raid, and oh, Wham just lost all his knights. Oh, no, look at the military. 81 to 27. This is looking bad. That relic is going to be taken by Beasty. Beasty's going to be on 4 relics. This Swabia may end up being a big mistake.
I don't even think it was just Swabia. I think it was the knight control. He distracted. He just threw away 16 knights, and I don't know if he got anything.
Oh, we do have the first mangonel, though. That's going to be very useful.
Oh, great shot with the first mangonel. This is a blessing right now for Wham. He needs this to hit a couple more unbelievable shots.
That's not a good shot.
Not by any means. Inspire Warriors are here. Wham just doesn't have a ton of military.
And he's gonna lose this, or at least I'm pretty sure he's gonna lose this mangonel in a moment. Beasty is gonna lose a lot of his archers, but Beasty's starting to, he's starting to get a better food transition as his farms. He actually doesn't have too many farms yet, but he is getting, he does have that second deer pack he can take.
Wham just needs to stabilize from this push. Beasty actually losing a lot of units just to sprinkled emplacements to TC stuff, and that mangonel actually stays alive this whole time.
Yep, it does. It does kill the army. Beasty's eco is not as good as Wham's. Look at the food difference: 735 to 1900 food. So
Beasty's just now making that farm transition.
yeah, his farm transition is finally coming through a bit late. On the bright side, he is on 4 relics, so if this game goes to a gold depraved state, that's going to be really bad for, for Wham, because he doesn't have that passive relics. But can Wham, utilize his advantage? He has a tech advantage. He has way more food income. He's got Tithe Barns coming in, but that's only for 1 relic now, not 2. And it'll be interesting to see how Wham ends up playing this out here.
He's massing horsemen. And I just, maybe he's doing the horsemen just to continue raid and continue to try to hit the farms of Beasty and keep him on the back foot and allow him to just kind of slowly creep up further and further and further.
Yeah, and we do have, is Wham making any more hand cannon? He has 7 hand cannoneers, 10 horsemen, so he's probably going to start doing some raiding. He's going to kill this prelate. And here comes the second push here. It's a bunch of 13 spearmen and 2 crossbows, so not really a lot of ranged attack here. So, these hand cannoneers should be able to deal with these just fine.
Yeah. Bombard emplacement 2 just has a massive amount of range. Villager coming to help heal that mangonel, and Spearman actually just going to have to turn right back around.
Yeah, and it looks like BC's probably now going to be saving up for Imperial Age. And that'll be kind of the scary point, I think, is when that Imperial Age gets into play for Order of the Dragon. Hand cannoneers, kind of losing some to the spearmen, which is very painful. We do see a horseman raid getting another vill kill. But look at the villager kill difference: 43 for Beasty, 9 for Wham.
Yeah, just not too crazy as far as how much damage Wham's going to be able to get. But look at the keep drop on the Norse Sacred Site. Wants to go ahead and secure, I guess, a wood line for himself. I wouldn't have hated him to even drop this a little bit further forward on the gold.
Yeah, I think he also wants to secure the golds as well. He now knows that he does not want this game to go into a game where the golds are mined out, because then he's going to be starved of gold. And look at that. He's actually coming forward with 31 villagers. Looks like he's probably going to take that big gold in the center.
Yeah, maybe just going to drop a keep there as well.
He is going to have the
Needs
stone.
a little bit more stone.
He'll have the stone for it soon. The problem is I don't think BC's going to just let him take it, right? And BC is going Imperial Age as well with the Palace of Swabia.
Hand Cannoneers are here, though. Horsemen are here as well. Beasty has to fall back because this is the timing that, again, Beasty was just going Imperial.
Yep, so BC's now hit Imperial Age. Wham is just trying to kill the Spearman. Doesn't really care too much about his Horseman. Is building a keep as well. Does kill the 2 Prelates. And now what is Beasty going to do here? Yeah, so for those curious, Dragon Villagers are 20 food and make in 8 seconds. But Wham does have map control. He's also stonewalling the side of the map. And, you know, BC does have this back gold, has 1,000 gold on it left, and that's it. Now, once that gold's gone, BC's going to be relying exclusively on his relics, and Wham is maxed out.
Yeah, there is one 4K, but I think that's in keep range, and if it's not, it definitely will be in pressure range as Wham's starting to burn down that wall here now.
Yeah, and, you know, Wham's at 152 workers. You know, BC's going to want to stop making workers soon, too, right? Because we saw Louis. He made 150 workers as Order of the Dragon, and that was only a very, very small military unit. It was like, what, 20 units or something. Bombard outpost incoming.
What Beasty's army would be now is what Louis was stuck on. Bombard outpost is incoming. I don't think it's going to get done in time. Emergency. Oh, he had to pull back because the spearman headed up there. But even still,
emergency
the TC getting left.
Killing some workers here. You know, it's nice. This keep will finish, though.
The outpost on the front side goes down. There's some houses, not a big deal. All those farms being idled, a little bit more important, though.
Oh, and look at those 10 workers.
Group of villagers.
Wham does notice it, dives him with his horsemen.
Hand Cannoneers are there as well, so Beasty losing quite a bit of economy here and getting a lot of his economy stalled out as well.
Yeah, he lost most of those workers, so now he's lost 26. You know, he was at 9 just a minute ago, and now he's at minus 26.
The crazy part, though, is Beasty. He's not really struggling on the gold count. Look at what he's got in the bank. It's the other resources. It's the food he just got denied off of. He's on the last couple wood lines, but one of them, as he chops through further and further, it's going to get to one of Wham's keeps.
Yeah, but look at Wham's food bank. He's got almost 4,000 food, 2,000 gold. What does this kind of... This kind of reminds me of their first game, where Beasty had this food bank and Wham had none.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Wham, he's going to go Sacred Sites. He's going to go, like, Wonder behind this at this point with the resources he has. Because the thing is he's not losing units fast enough that he's not regaining them. So he's outproducing the way he's losing them, and he's taking just more and more beneficial trades. But the Culverin comes out and just snipes that Mangonel like it's nothing.
Second TC is probably going to go down here if Wham decides to do it.
Don't do this again, Wham. He did this with the house earlier on. It's like, all right, yeah, it's burning now. It's like, yeah, but Beasty can just...
Yeah, Wham, why do you do this? Just kill it. Not like it matters. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because, again, Beasty has the Palace of Swabia. That's mainly where his villagers are going to come from. This second TC isn't as useful. It is still useful, don't get me wrong, because it is extra villagers that, you know, to allow him to catch up. He is at 104 workers now. And look at Wham, he's getting his Imperial Age techs. He's even getting the reinforced defense, and he's going for a Sacred Site victory here.
Yep. Beasty has that bombard come out, gonna start sieging down the keep in the center on that 8K gold vein. Wham's making sure he does a great job of trying to mine it out ahead of time. And look at Beasty. He's having to move on to that gold. It's so crucial for him to get onto that right now.
Ooh, ran right into some spearmen and halbs. Definitely not what he wants to do. Wham does not want to lose this keep here.
Hand Cannoneers pushing forward, Horsemen pushing forward with it. Those Hand Cannoneers will do a lot of damage to the bombard, but instead, they hit some villagers, got to kite back, tons of spearmen to just be a tanky front line.
Now, we do have a culverin coming out for Wham. It's already moving forward. We also see elite men-at-arms as well, which I'm assuming are going to be fully upgraded. This keep might go down, though.
Yeah, 2 bombards on it, and, I mean, those bombards are no joke over here. Villagers trying to repair, but just not repairing fast enough.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it alive for the culverin, which is slowly making its way over. I don't think he's going to be able to save this, though.
One more shot. Oh, Beasty has to pull back. He pulled back.
Yeah.
He keeps it alive.
Does keep it alive. Culverin is now officially out. BC's forced off gold once again. BC's pushing is with his main army.
And he chops through the wood line. A couple of those men-at-arms were sieging down the wood line, but look at Beasty's army. He has the numbers. Wham might want to delete a few vills. Might want to start investing into some more military here.
Yep, and there goes the keep. It's officially going to die here. Look, Culverin War incoming. BC will win that Culverin War. They both send their villagers to repair. Almost kills it, but not quite. You know, Wham's just spamming units across. Like I said, he is going for that Sacred Site victory. He did lose the keep in the center. Oh, and does lose the Culverin War.
Culverin gets taken out.
Look at the units streaming across for Wham, though. He has a ton of units just flooding across.
BC's trying to do the same, just doesn't quite have the same resource bank, starting to run lower, but Wham, this is where we know that, but Wham doesn't, so Wham starts to pull back. And Beasty gets a second to stabilize, doesn't have to keep this queue going.
Nice thing is, he did take most of that 1,500 gold. And he has the gold. He has the upper gold on the left-hand corner. He has the two small golds. So, you know, Wham still has plenty of gold left on the map. But it looks like a keep is going to be dropped down on here, and I anticipate that BC is going to decap that Sacred Site, and that Sacred Site timer should go away.
More horsemen trying to circle, trying to just continually be that thorn in Beasty's side.
And that keep is going to go up. Wham sees it again, a little too late. Not much he can do to deny it. Oh, wait, what?
You're wrong. He's not going up. There's so many units here. BC circles back. He realizes he can get it up. He's gonna finish it.
I was gonna be like, BC lost way more workers than he should have by overreacting to that, but is boiling oil worth getting now? I don't even know.
I feel like this late in the game, yes, but early on, no.
Wham throwing away a lot of units here. Beasty, you know, Wham's gold is getting low. Now Beasty's starting to get that nice floating of resources, floating a lot of food. Not as much as Wham, but gold-wise, he's at 2k gold. And he's now officially decapping the Sacred Site.
Yeah, starting to get a lot of the other upgrades that he was missing. Wham still missing quite a few upgrades himself.
What upgrades? Oh, yeah, Wham has not been getting his blacksmith techs. This is I've seen him and Puppy do this before. They kind of sometimes they forget about their Sacred Site techs for some reason.
Yeah, he's got plenty of gold income, especially earlier throughout when he had this massive bank, but just not really doing it yet. Sending some vills across the map. They were running through a keep, but honestly, might be helpful for Wham right now.
Wham pushing forward, going to engage this army. He does have 3 culverins, so he could, in theory, take this fight. Is probably going to lose that keep, though, would be my assumption. I mean, there's
villagers building a TC behind it. Going to go for a quick emergency repair if they can get the TC up in time. He's also starting to take down one of the cannons.
Oh, BC hasn't noticed.
One culverin gets taken out. One bomber gets taken out. All he needs is one more. Emergency repair is alive. Is it up?
Yeah, it's going to survive.
Oh, he keeps it alive.
Oh, no. Okay. This is kind of a very close fight. Wait. Wham is losing another Sacred Site now. And BC does keep his bombard alive. And what is Wham going to do? He's trying to go for the Sacred Site victory, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, this Sacred Site is going to be decapped. And he doesn't have a bombard in a cannon emplacement, so this keep isn't doing as good as it should be, which is very unfortunate for Wham. And Wham's now, look at the resources. Wham is now not feeling very good about his resource count. He's not floating as much. Beasty's now, it's now swapped. Beasty has the gold bank, the food bank, and the wood bank, and stone bank too, really.
Yeah, it's just starting to take those good military trades where he's not losing units, Wham having to produce more units. takes down one of the cannons, takes down a bunch of reinforcing units. Villagers there with it. Villagers are trying to build a keep up in this northern side near that other sacred site. But this time, Wham, he's got his whole mass here. I don't think Beasty can actually get this one up.
Yeah, I think this fight is going to go... Now, that keep does look like it's going to go up, though. At least I assume so. Yeah, there's no way it doesn't go up here. And actually, Beasty's going to start pushing in the center now. You know, Little Ram coming down there to do some damage. And yeah, Beasty's pushing with his whole army down the center. This keep... I mean, this keep doesn't really deny... It does deny, actually, that small golds, which could be a problem later on.
Yeah, Wham still has that 8k one, 7k left in it up at the top that he can grab, but I feel like Wham's biggest problem here is he needs more military than what he's had out. 50 units is not enough going up against what's on the other side.
Yeah, and that keep is not going to go down. We do see a siege workshop, so Wham could take that out later on. Might lose this culverin over here in the middle. And look at this, 4 rams incoming for Wham, coming up to that center keep.
And same thing going for Beasty, 3 rams. Now it's 2 on that front side where the town center is, but Wham sent men-at-arms to deal with that rather quickly. Beasty not yet pulling melee units and just now gets some men-at-arms for those rams himself.
And now Wham is struggling for gold. He needs that gold, and you know, he's got... Like I said, he's got that big gold vein for 5,800 left, but once that's over, his generation is going to be gone, except for the 1 relic and the 2 sacred sites he has.
Wham, though, looks like he's finally gotten his mass up in the middle, won a good fight there, and has not 1, not 2, 6 rams running forward and trying to just take down everything in their path.
Yep, and look at Beasty's military. He just has a bigger... His military is stronger. I mean, these are Order of the Dragon units. These are not just casual, normal units. So, and the Bombard town... That Bombard keep is really, really saving Beasty's middle fight there. It's so hard to kill. Has a relic inside it. Rams are gone. That keep's going to survive. Wham's losing... Wham's starting to lose his keep on the north. And this is just looking worse and worse for him the longer the game goes.
Yeah, it felt like there was a point where not really much going for Beasty, but all of a sudden, Beasty full reboomed. He's got map control back. He's got that extra relic, and Wham just has been trying to get something going for him, and the sacred site was not enough.
Yeah, and I think this is where... yeah, we're seeing... Oh, yeah, and he's... You know, Wham never got that Bombard emplacement for the keep in the north. And that's very important. That's what makes these keeps so strong in the late game, is those cannon emplacements. So he might lose his Bombard here.
He's still sitting on 1 ranged armor, 2 ranged... Or no, sorry, 1 melee armor, 2 ranged armor, and 2 ranged melee damage. Just no upgrades really for himself.
Oh, look at this. 17 men-at-arms just waltzing their way into Wham's base.
He does have that cannon emplacement there, so it will help deter a little, actually multiple cannon emplacements, but those are some tanky men-at-arms, not easy to deal with.
And villagers are pulled for Beasty, end up taking out that Bombard.
Emergency repair utilized at the outpost at home, and the men-at-arms just still doing their best to try to take it down. Denied, annoyed some economy. Wham looking like he's trying to stabilize himself. I think Beasty's planning on denying the trade. He knows Wham's about to be out of gold.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to be out of gold soon. Wham's going to have to trade if he wants to get that gold generation back. And he's about to lose the north side. You know, there's still 3,000 gold in that big gold vein, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it.
Yeah, and Beasty, he actually took the small gold, took that other gold, so he just reclaimed 8k gold out of nowhere. And the whole entire top side of the map. The middle keep did finally get taken down. There's a relic that Wham could steal and secure for himself.
Yeah, he could at least try. But again, without that gold income, he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, I think Wham is is gonna, without gold, he's gonna be pretty dead, I think.
Yeah, you can already see his population has been struggling for a while. Beasty's sitting at 200, while Wham's sitting at 160. Earlier on, Wham was sitting at 200 with 7,000 food in the bank. Felt like there was nothing he could do wrong, but
and look at
Beasty's showing time and time again.
Wham is trying to grab the relic, but that's not going to happen. That prelate's going to die before it can even get a chance to do that. And look, and you know what? Beasty took it first anyway. And I think a lot of this...
9 Rams on the north for Beasty, that it's about to head towards Wham's west side of his base and try to just take down everything. 9 Rams, that takes a lot of time to deal with.
Yeah, and you know, this just kind of comes down to, I think, you know, losing the relics really sucks, and not having the bombard emplacements on any of his keeps, really painful there. As it just allowed Beasty realize that and was just able to fight under the keeps without having to worry about it, taking that splash damage.
Yeah, because he also doesn't have any range damage, so those keeps aren't doing any damage at all. He has no upgrades from the blacksmith on range damage. Like, this is Wham's biggest problem, was the blacksmith techs.
Yeah, and he's now down to below 100 villagers. Beasty is out of, I think, is Beasty out of wood? No, he's still got wood up on the north, though we did lose all his villagers there. And, you know, Wham's trying to do what he can, but well, we'll see what he can do here.
I'm trying to find where Beasty's army is.
That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, because he has a bunch of spears at the south. He does have 9 rams just taking out barracks in the north.
I feel like this is again where Beasty
base.
needs some less vills. Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yeah, they're in his base. Just
Next
kind
to
of.
the keep.
And these are land snakes, by the way. That's 12 land snakes.
Those are some cool looking units.
Yeah,
Elite gilded land snakes.
Yeah, not sure he's gonna be able to kill that. Still working on the 9 rams, taking out his infrastructure at home.
And Beasty's actually the one who started trade. He says, I realize there's no gold, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some gold for myself.
Yeah, Wham, and there's a keep on Wham's trade anyway, so he can't get he won't be able to secure trade until he takes out that keep.
And look how much production those 9 rams ended up taking down. There's like 8 or 9 dead production buildings on Wham's west side, like easily paying for themselves.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, look at 30 workers moving up north for Wham. Probably going to try to take that big gold, but again, another keep coming down for Beasty.
And he still has that keep with the relic inside towards that north side. Just allows that extra range, allows that extra tankiness and so much damage.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to, like Wham he's really low on resources. Beasty, you know, he's starting to get float resources once more. He's constantly maxed. And yeah, look at that. So Beast, you know, Wham trying to deny the gold, the big gold, but that keep is up. We have 11 land snakes in the eco. And Wham doesn't know about the trade yet, but when he finds out...
He had some men-at-arms on the trade earlier on. I think he saw it.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. When he killed all those wood villagers, there were a couple traders that ran by and he killed some traders too. Oh, the land snakes are going to be on the villagers on the keep on the west.
Oh, they just slaughter those... Oh my god. Oh my god, that's
over.
a
Yeah, that's game.
I mean, it was been game for a while, I think.
Yeah, but it's just cooler to say it like that, you know. That's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, we still see 9 land snakes in the south side, or in Wham's farm line.
Wham, though, he's also sending some units into Beasty's eco, not letting this go down easy. Took down another keep that had a relic inside, but he wasn't as ready like Beasty was, where he had a prelate there immediately able to pick it up.
Yeah, very, you know, it's kind of an interesting game where I feel like Wham was in a very good position in the middle, but Beasty being Beasty was able to bring it back. And, you know, once Beasty gets to the late game, there's not many players who can compete with him in the super late game. He just plays it so well. And I think he was just able to close this out. And really at this point, You know, Wham has no food bank. His food per minute is 1,200, and BC's just floating so much. Has trade going. I just don't see a way in which Wham can win this. Like, even if he killed all these gold villagers, Beasty is still gonna have 100 villagers and trade.
Yeah, and well, Beasty's also doesn't even care about really losing those villagers, I feel like. He's like, yes, I'm just trying to make sure you don't get that gold. Wham does sneak some villagers and able to finish up this keep.
Yeah, does finish off the keep, so that, you know, that 1,400 gold won't be his any longer. Would have preferred to definitely be up on the market, though, to really deny that trade, I think.
Yeah, the key here, though, Beasty's the one still sitting at 200 pop, while Wham at 138 and just hasn't been able to climb back up into those high numbers.
Yeah, and BC this game has killed 180 workers, and Wham has killed 115. Definitely been a worker-heavy killed game. No mercy for the poor workers.
Now, I wouldn't want to be a worker for either of these players. Speaking of worker kills, Beasty has another raiding party hitting those chapel farms, and a lot. We're about to see that worker kill count get even higher.
Yeah, and we do see, you know, again, Wham never got his blacksmith upgrades. He kind of got one of it. He's got his ranged defense for castle, and then that was it. Hasn't made another one since.
And just like that, 180 turns into 200 in a blink of an eye.
Yeah. And, you know, at this point, I'm sure Wham knows that he's lost this game. It's one of those situations where, you know, he's probably a little angry at himself. You know, because it's one of these games where he probably felt he was in a very good position, and then Beast was able to take it back. And those games can be pretty frustrating, especially when you were in such a, you know, he was in a very good spot for a while there.
Yep. Now, though, sitting, all of his food is just getting crushed right now. So that's why he's not able to stabilize, not able to climb back on the military count. And BC's just not letting him breathe. We see 23 workers pulled to the east side. I think Wham's trying to secure the east to get the market, maybe get some trade set up. But all those workers will just end up falling.
Yeah, these workers, you know, they're just going to kill that. Wham, or BC took care of the horseman on his trade. How many traders does he have? He has 18 traders already. Look at the Beastie Wololo. I mean, there's not really much else to say about this game. We
see the end in sight. It's just when is it going to end up happening?
Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Is this game is this game's definitely over. I mean, you know, if Wham made a comeback from here, I mean, that would be the craziest comeback I think of all time at this point in the game.
BC's getting pretty close to wonder resources in his bank over here. I don't know about it. Wham still hadn't hit that 150 pop, hasn't been even close in a good little bit here. He's been trying to stop the trade, trying to raid eco, trying to do something, but just hasn't been able to do so. Running out of wood, running out of resources himself.
Yeah, someone in the chat bet a kidney or two. I did almost lose a kidney on stream betting on a game once that almost went the opposite direction. And look at Beastie. You know, he knows the game's over, and he's even making extra walls, just probably kind of being like, all right, Wham, come on. The game's over.
I mean, what else do you do with 7,000 wood? You might as well. You should write some words, make a story over here.
Yeah. And all right, Wham calls GG. Beastie takes the series 2-1, where he will face Anatan in the grand finals.
The grand finals, it is right after this.
Look at that resource tab. 90,000 food for Wham, 41,000 for
The key here is going to be the KDA. It's just like Wham was not there was a point where Wham was taking really good trades, and then there was a point where he just swapped to Horseman, never got off the Horseman, I feel like, and was just like throwing them away for attempted eco. But once Swabby is up, once there's 3 other town centers, killing villagers doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to, and this is where the unfamiliarity, right? You know, with 6 new civs and so many new matchups, so many